No, I don't.
I think it's uterine cancer.
Breast cancer?
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Lung cancer is the leading cancer killer of men and women in this country. So it's interesting when I go to public speaking events, usually I start off by saying, what type of cancer kills the most people, kills the most women in this country? And a lot of times I hear breast cancer, and most people don't know or realize that lung cancer actually kills twice as many women in the United States each year as breast cancer.
I don't know. X-ray? I don't know.
Lung x-ray, I think. Chest x-ray.
Yes.
Stop smoking.
No, that's
No, oh, I see. Okay, I'm teasing you. I haven't the foggiest idea. If they can screen it, I would think a heart scan. I mean, a chest scan, chest x-ray.
A chest scan or x-ray?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. What they...
X-rays?
I really don't know. I mean, you can't really do a pap smear on your lungs, and you can't rub your lungs to see if there's any bumps there, so I wouldn't really know. Could you tell me?
But we don't currently have a screening test for lung cancer. We've looked at several things. We've looked at chest x-rays, and we did a lot of studies with chest x-rays, even in high-risk people who had smoked a lot. And we're never ever really able to show that getting a yearly chest x-ray improves survival for lung cancer. Now we have some more advanced technologies, and one of the tests that's being looked at is a very special CAT scan of the chest called a spiral CT of the chest. And the spiral CT looks at the lungs very, very carefully, and with a spiral CT we were able to find tiny abnormalities in the lung. And so that's led to a lot of controversy. Should people get these spiral CTs or not? There are at least 3 international trials now looking at spiral CT as a screening test for lung cancer. Some of the early results from those studies look very promising, but we need to really wait and see if it improves survival for people with lung cancer. So screening, I think, is an extremely important area of research for lung cancer. I'm very hopeful that we will have a screening test that's approved very soon. Although the leading risk factor for developing lung cancer is smoking, about 15 to 20% of people who get lung cancer have never smoked. Is a lot of guilt and shame with this disease. And so one of the things that we're trying to do with the National Lung Cancer Partnership is trying to take away the guilt and shame, because no one deserves to get lung cancer no matter what they did. And once you have an illness, you deserve to be treated with dignity, and treated with the best possible treatments there are to offer.
We were certainly all shocked at the diagnosis. Initially, when you look at a female non-smoking adult that's diagnosed with lung cancer, you know, after the initial shock, you certainly ask, well, how could that be? How could this even be a possibility? And then you read more about it, and you find out the statistics and the concern and just the number of people that are impacted by this devastating disease. And so we certainly haven't been alone in this journey, but it was shocking and new to us that there were the number of people that do suffer with this that have never smoked, or the normal kind of stereotype you think of when you look at lung cancer. I don't think there are many times when you look for the person that's dealing with the disease and gain strength from that person. And that's what we did as a family. And so that determination and strength that she showed us helped us get through that. Well, I guess early on after the funeral, the school, Claxton Elementary, where all three children went for the elementary school, they really wanted to do something in honor of her. And I think that speaks to the kindness and the volunteerism that she's had at that school. She spent a lot of hours volunteering in the library, school moms, and all the classes for the children. And so there was some discussion about what they wanted to do, and they came up with the idea of a sculpture. And it's a sculpture of a little girl with her arms spread wide apart, looking up with the wind blowing her hair back and her dress back. And the title of the sculpture is Joyful. And it really speaks to a lot of things, but it makes you want to smile when you look at it. And that's what Julie did to people. And the inscription is Mother, a Volunteer, and Advocate for All Children. And those three things, I think, capture to a very high degree the kind of person that she was. And so that was a special ceremony. And the artist who did the sculpture actually donated her profits. She was so touched by the story.
That's part of what we do at the National Lung Cancer Partnership is we're trying to find ways to cure this cancer, and we're trying to give people a hand, assistance in getting through that process and giving them hope for the future. So currently, lung cancer is extremely underfunded in terms of federal research dollars. I think there's several factors. I think the federal government probably used a lot of money for smoking cessation for many, many years. That was money well spent, but I think it sort of tunneled money away from lung cancer research.